His charges were upgraded after Anaya's body was found. Investigators say she died after being shot. Anaya was last seen alive in late October. And they don't have no video, no audio of these shooting anyway. That's what I'm trying to see. How y'all want to find me on hearsay, but y'all ain't presenting no evidence. And then now there's a whole different statement. There's a whole different convenience store you saying. So why the kidnapping and all that did not get dismissed? I'm not a law enforcement officer, and I'm not going to argue their case for you. What's on the probable cause warrant does satisfy the issuance of the warrant, and I have done that. And these conversations would be better had with your lawyer outside the presence of a courtroom.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My bag. Catching up on some news on social media. George Zimmerman trying to sue Trayvon Martin's family for a fucking $100 million or some dumbass crazy shit. Then he made like some weird ass documentary called the Trayvon Martin Hoax or some shit. Trying to prove how he's the good guy and Trayvon Martin was the bad guy, and that's why he shot him dead. That was good, was it? I need brakes on my car. There's an auto shop right down the street, like literally a block away. I called these motherfuckers like 4 times this morning and didn't get a goddamn answer. I was hoping to drop my car off and get some brakes done and have that shit before I need to go to work. But I'll just have to drive the fucking truck today.
The Joe Rogan experience
and everything else with that. And you know, you brought up an interesting point too. Not to keep going down the rabbit hole, but the other thing that I found really interesting was when you look at waste components. I feel like we're not maybe looking at that as much as we should be when we're talking about trying to feed a bunch of people. It's like, well, maybe we should start with what we're throwing away that we wouldn't have to.
Oh yeah.
And I think like at first I just thought like, well, you know, there's a lot of food thrown away at restaurants. There's a lot of stuff that's thrown away just because it doesn't meet standards for like the grocery store. It's like, let's start there. And I actually had asked Dr. Schindler about that. He actually did a study with some of his grad students where they looked at, I think they took 30 white-tailed deer and they processed it down to like the very last potential calorie to find out how much is wasted, even in like a deer that, say you go and you shoot a deer and then you take it to the processing, get it all done. He said it was between like 13 to 30 days worth of human nutrition that gets wasted in a single white-tailed deer.
Whoa.
So like,
well, here's the problem with that idea. Waste is only if you do something with it. If you leave it in the field, there's no waste.
right.
Like if you just killed a deer, it's not. It just left it there. There's no waste. It's you're feeding animals.
Right,
I
that's
mean,
true.
they're going to absolutely destroy that thing. It's going to be gone in a short period of time, including the bones. They'll eat the bones, and if they don't eat the bones will eventually deteriorate and become part of the soil. This is what happens when animals die.
Sure. So I guess maybe the way to look at it then is like, what are we, if we're looking to just, if our objective is to feed as many people as possible and we're maximizing the amount of nutrients we can acquire from a specific thing, like,
I'm actually
we're leaving a
cleaning
lot
up a
on the
little
table,
bit, guys. My
giving
bad.
a lot to
This
different
fucking
areas, like
studio
different animals and
gets
things that are really
Well, we're
in disarray
doing
so
We're
easily.
putting our waste in bags, and then we're throwing it into the landfills. Have you seen they did this aerial study of Los Angeles? They're trying to find out where most of the methane comes from. They're trying to figure out these fucking landfills, man. Landfills are disgusting. And this is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be animals are supposed to have access to what's left over. I mean, this is what would happen if a bear killed a moose. Right? If a bear killed a moose, it's going to consume a big portion of the body, and then it's going to leave whatever's left, and then rodents and vultures and then eventually insects and bacteria are going to break it down. And this is a natural cycle of life for animals. This is how it's supposed to be. What we do is we take it, we cut it up, we eat some of it, we throw some of it away, we put that in a plastic bag, we zip tie it, we dig a fucking hole in the ground, and we throw that bag in there. It's ludicrous.
Yeah.
We know better. We do know better. We understand the whole process of these things breaking down in the wild and what happens to them. We understand that there's animals that their entire diet consists of eating animals that other animals have killed, and they leave some of it behind. We're supposed to leave it behind. It's supposed to be a part of the whole cycle of life. We're supposed to compost. All these things are supposed to be natural. When I was a kid, my mom and my stepdad were part of this cooperative farm thing, and we started composting. And we didn't do it for very long because we eventually wound up moving and we stopped being a part of this thing. But I thought it was really interesting because I was a little kid. I think like, oh, I never thought of that before. You take your food waste and you separate it from like paper.
Uh-huh.
You know, like you have your paper waste and then you have like leftover tomatoes or something like that. And all that would go into one specific bin, and that bin would go into this big thing. It was made with like chicken wire and leaves, and you had a lid over it, and like it was a wood box, and you would throw everything in there, and it would all sort of rot in compost, and then you would take that stuff and you would use it in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how composting is done. This is how fertilizer is made, and this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
This is like small scale regenerative farming.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing as assholes is we take our food, we put it in fucking bags, we zip tie it shut, and we chuck it in the ground. And it's dumb. It's a really dumb way of doing things.
I just feel like that is something that we could really leverage at the educational level. Like, you know, we've got schools where we're housing these kids, and like, you know, one of the biggest hurdles I think is like we got them indoors sitting in desks for 7-8 hours a day. And then why not get them out and learn that and do that? And you have these mini little like regenerative areas. So
Sure.
Then you learn it, and then it doesn't get forgotten when you're an adult as easily.
Well, we're so enamored with this idea of working. You know, we're so enamored with this idea of getting a job. We're so enamored with this idea of the structure of civilization as it stands in 2019 is the way to go. So we're teaching kids how to complete this life that they're born into, the way it's established for their parents, the way it's established for their neighborhood. Get in your car, drive to work all day, come home, you know, eat what you can, throw the rest of the garbage, go back to work in the morning. And this is nonsense. This is not how you have to do it. You don't have to do anything. There's a bunch of different ways to live this life, and there's only 100 years if you're lucky. So this thing that we're setting up kids to essentially be as miserable as everybody else before them, doing the exact same thing that everybody else has done. Like maybe you can get lucky, like I have been, or like you have been, and you find something that you actually enjoy doing. Sure. Then you get lucky. Like, oh my God, you know, Zach found a job that he really loves, and he got really good at it, and now he actually has joy in what he does. But there's a lot of different places in this country alone where you can live and you can do things in a non-traditional manner, and you can get by, and you'll probably be healthier and happier than someone that gets stuck in the same goddamn civilization cycle, this industrialized cycle that we're all in. And we don't teach kids that. What we teach kids is that here's history, here's math, get your SATs in, get the score, go to the college that you want, get a job. And this is the standard path that seems to be rewarded. And this is what, and if you say, well, I'm going to drop out and find myself, oh, good luck, loser. You know, you're going to fuck up your life. You know, what are you doing, man? You're not even going to college? Jesus Christ. Like, and it's very unfortunate that we have this incredibly rigid system. And it really makes people feel like, made me feel like a failure. I didn't fit into the system. I just, because I have ADD or whatever, emotional issues, whatever I had, I just could not sit still in class and concentrate. I had way too much fucking energy. This was just not for me. I was twiddling my thumbs and tapping the floor and looking at the clock. And
3 o'clock yet? 3 o'clock.
When that fucking thing hit, I was gone. And I didn't want to be home. I literally didn't do any homework my entire high school career. I didn't do anything. I just got by being smart enough to pass tests by learning what I learned in class and not putting in any fucking extra effort. I just wanted to get out. And I found something that I was good at. I figured it out. I got lucky that I did that. But for a lot of people, they just live these lives of frustration. You know, and they never do find a thing. And they're not taught to find a thing. And there's also, I think, there's great satisfaction to working on something that you enjoy, whether it's working with your hands or working on something that's creative, and working with the land. Mm-hmm. You know, you talk to people that run their own little organic farms. Like I know this couple that runs an organic farm, and man, when they talk about their food, they talk about the vegetables they grow and the stuff they grow, they like beam.
They're excited about it.
They're excited. It's a natural. There's natural there's a gravity that we have towards that. It's a natural human reward to be able to cultivate your own food. If you can make a salad out of some stuff that you grew yourself, man, that feels amazing. It really does. And there's people that could be making a living doing that. They're never encouraged to do so, and they might be way happier than selling insurance.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You can feed other people too, man. Like, that's the other thing. Like, if you could figure out a way to run an organic garden, and you do compost, you don't use pesticides, you do everything organic, and everything is regenerative, and you actually can feed people. My God, like, how good would you feel?
Pretty satisfying.
Yes, yeah, I would think really satisfying. It's not for everybody, but it's got to be for somebody.
Yeah.
And they're not no one's teaching you that in school.
Right, yeah.
You have to be one of those outside the box thinkers, because school's essentially set up for scale, right? It's set up for, you got 500 kids, you got to turn them into not losers.
Yeah.
How do I get 500 kids to not be a loser? Well, just standard path, like this. Like standard American diets, like standard American education, these like standard paths that will work for X amount of people. You get 10 people, 7 of them won't be losers if you just shove them into this machine and pump them out in this fucking form.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Uh-huh. Here we're getting education advice from the ultra marathon runner.
Yeah, but you're a good guy to get education advice from.
Well, I was a teacher for 5 years, so.
But it's also you're a successful guy at an unusual thing. You found a thing that you really excel at, that you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
And that is, for so many people, the ultimate goal of life. Like, if you can make a lot of money in this life, but you will not be as happy. It's really contrary to like capitalist ideas. Like, we're taught to think that the more money you make, the happier you'll be. That's definitely not true. But you will make more money if you're happier with what you do, which sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. You'll excel, and if you're excelling, whatever you're doing is profitable. Obviously, there's some things that you can excel at that are just, there's no fucking way to make a lot of money as a bowler. If you're like, I'm really into bowling, well, you're kind of fucked, because it's just one of those things that nobody gives a shit about.
Or find something else you're interested in too.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you found something that actually paid the bills, but if you can find something that you enjoy, you'll have an infinitely happier life. It's just, you can do that. You just have to find those, you have to explore those things. And I think that's where we failed kids. We failed kids in giving them this landscape of possibilities that actually does exist. I think there's a landscape of possibilities for what you can do, and everyone is different. I don't want to be an ultramarathon runner, man.
Right.
If you and I are competing, I'm fucked, okay? I'm not going to win. I'm not going to excel. I'm built like a chimp. I'm not the guy that's supposed to be running 200 miles. It's just your realm. And it's not what, I don't desire to do that. Conversely, if you had to become a stand-up comedian, you'd probably be like, well, fuck this. I don't want to do any thinking about things that's funny. And the first time you bomb, you're like, what am I doing with my life? And it's, everybody has a different personality, and these different personalities and these different interests and desires, they take different paths. And I think we need to open that up to people more, and just sort of in some way encourage people to seek more. To genuinely try to find the things that interest you. Maybe you should be a fly fishing guide. Maybe you should be a guy who makes homemade mugs out of exotic hardwood. Maybe you're a knife maker. Maybe you're a person who maybe should make fucking dream catchers. I don't know. Don't make dream catchers. Does anybody really like dream catchers? Those are like something you buy and then you put it on the wall and you go, what the fuck am I doing?
Why did I do that?
I'm like pretending I'm a Native American or something. But there's things you can do, man. You just have to find that thing, and I think that's so hard for people. And that's why people, when they find someone like yourself that's doing this unusual, unorthodox thing, and you're extremely successful at it, it becomes so attractive to people to hear your story.
Yeah, and I think I would have never guessed I'd be doing what I'm doing now 10 years ago. So it's equally surprising to me, I think, sometimes. But it is interesting when you think about just where you thought you would maybe be and then where you end up and all that stuff in between. And ultimately, I think you want to be smart about stuff. Like, I didn't necessarily just quit my job and say I'm going to be an ultramarathon runner. You kind of have like a few different options available, or you just keep options open too. Like, for me personally, I like to coach too, so I'm going to do some of that, and that helps supplement things. And then, podcasting has always been a fun thing to do. So historically, I'd always go on podcasts, and then a couple of years ago, it was like, well, if it's this much fun to go on them, it must be fun to do them too. So starting these other. I think when people start kind of really exploring where their curiosities are, you find these different avenues too, and it just kind of snowballs a little bit. As opposed to being, maybe you start out making the dream catcher and then you become something else.
Right. You just get really into feathers. What's up, Zach?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me back on.
My pleasure. Hey, thanks for turning me onto those shoes you wear too. Those Ultras.
Oh, nice.
I started running with those.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them a lot. They're great.
Which ones did you got? The low peak RSMs?
I've got whatever the trail ones are.
Okay.
You know, I like the wide foot. What's it called? Foot box? Is that
Foot shaped toe box. Yeah.
Yeah. Toe box. That's what's called toe box. Yeah, those are great.
Cool, man. No, I'm glad you like them.
And I feel like this is what you wear, so it gets me excited when I'm running.
It's really interesting, like when you dive into kind of the world of footwear and stuff. And I learned this recently, and the number one indicator of low injury risk, which is what runners are always looking for, they're going to minimize risk. So comfort is the identifier for that. So if you find yourself going into like a specialty running shop, ask them to try on a variety of different pairs, a variety of different models, and find the one that's most comfortable for you, and that's
If you manage a team, you have to try Money.com. Money.com is a platform to track everything your team is working on. We use it for all our products.
Welcome to the Atheist Experience. Today is Sunday, December 1st. I'm your host, Don Baker, and with me is Jenna Bell.
Hello.
And I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Did you have a good one?
I did.
You did?
Very relaxing.
I had two Thanksgivings. So
Oh, lucky.
Oh.
All right. Not on the same day, thankfully. The Atheist Experience is a production of the Atheist Community of Austin. We are a Texas-based nonprofit organization, educational organization promoting the separation of religion and government and positive atheist culture. Please call us. Tell us what you believe and why, and we'll try to explain why your why may not be convincing. A little fact, as of today, we have 304,000 subscribers. I
Wow.
don't know the exact number, so that's pretty good. After the show, 6:30 or so, we will have a dinner here in the ACA's Free Thought Library, 1507 West Koenig Lane. Folks are welcome to come down and join us for dinner. You'll be parking on the street. We do provide a meal. We're going to have some sandwiches, so that's looking pretty good. We pass the hat around for donations, but the meal is free. And also immediately after the show, we're going to have an episode of the nonprofits. And so we're going to clear out of here, try to end on time, clear out of here, and so folks can eat and listen to the nonprofits. Also, another special announcement, the Dallas-Fort Worth area Metroplex Atheists will have their winter solstice party December 21st at noon.
All right. I think I'm good to go. I kind of
There will be
kind of organized the studio a little bit, cleaned up a
Seth
little bit of
Kennedy
shit,
and
threw some trash out,
Carl Merritt
took some
will be
stuff out
presenting.
here that
And,
doesn't really need to be in
so,
here.
A little special announcement for
And
those who'd like to help out the other
now-
groups in Texas. We are not the only game in town by any means.
I need to go grab something to drink
So,
because I'm thirsty.
Let's
I got waters up here.
pause.
Right.
Well,
You didn't
I
have
need to go
anything
grab
you
something to
wanted
smoke because
announce
I'm
anything?
smoking.
Okay, we have, let's start with Vanessa in Massachusetts. Welcome.
Hi, Vanessa.
You're on with Dawn and Jenna.
Hey, wow, that was so fast.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
What have you got for us?
So yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about for a while. We just had a baby a year and a half ago, and me and my husband are trying to decide if we're gonna tell her the truth about Santa.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's something that we've talked about a lot. I think we shouldn't lie to her, and he doesn't want to spoil the magic. So,
okay.
and I get you guys.
Maybe you can compromise and say, well, we'll fool the kid about Santa, but on the God thing, we'll tell the truth. I think that's not a bad compromise. What do you think?
Well, no, we're both okay with not, telling her about the God thing for sure. But I don't know, like every time I look into it a little bit, it's like I want to do whatever is going to be best for her critical thinking, like in the long run. You know what I mean?
You know what
So
Neil
it's
deGrasse
like one of those-
Tyson did with his kids with the tooth fairy?
What?
He asked them to investigate
Okay.
Okay.
and tell him if there's a tooth fairy or
I've
not.
heard that. Yeah, no, I've totally heard that one.
Say-
But it's like,
Some people say there's a
Wait,
Santa, some people say there's not. You tell me.
right.
I think that's a really good way to-
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it's like spoiling the magic if we don't, pretend that, put the cookies out or put,
I
is it
think
real?
as long as you don't make it maybe a centerpiece of the holiday and just say, well, there's this Santa guy and, down the road, Russell Glasser has a son and he, over time, learned to play a game with his son of what's real and what's fictional. And,
That's cool.
and you can start with that, at a young age. Dinosaurs are real and
Nothing in it.
Superman is fictional. Those sorts of things. And if Santa comes up, then you can have a discussion. But you don't necessarily need to, force it one way or the other.
When I was growing up, I never really believed in Santa. I always thought, he's kind of just like the mascot.
Right.
Like the Easter Bunny and the witch on the broom and the...
Cultural touchstone.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was almost thinking like let's pretend kind of a thing. Like, ooh, let's pretend that he's coming. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, God. Well, thank you.
I don't think you'll scar your kid.
whenever...
I hope not either way.
All right.
Well, you know what? To be fair, I mean, all parents do. But
Right.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
You'll find a way. Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
Vanessa.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Let's
That's
see.
a fun way to start the show.
Yes, fun way to start the show. Let's go to Ryan in Indiana. Welcome.
Hi, Ryan. Hello?
Hey,
Hey, why? Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to have the discussion on why don't y'all believe
We
in
don't.
God and why we feel
We don't believe in God because we don't think there's sufficient evidence to warrant that belief.
I used to believe in a God, and then I started kind of getting shaky on my faith and just kind of wondering if there was anything out there, because it didn't seem like the God that I was born into. It didn't feel right. And so I started wanting to investigate and trying to find out if there was a different God that maybe I believed in, if it felt more right, because that's kind of how I just made decisions in the past. And then I decided to investigate for real, and I looked up online and I looked up videos, and I wanted to hear the atheist perspective and then theist perspective as non-biased as possible. So I looked up atheist versus theist debates, and it took me a couple days of hours of listening, because each debate's about 2 to 3 hours long. But I wanted to hear multiple perspectives. I wanted to hear every side of the story that I could find, and I just found that I was significantly more on the atheist side than on the theist side, and it shocked me. So that's why I don't believe anymore.
Yeah, Jen is a relatively new atheist.
I've only been an atheist for a year and like a month now.
Wow.
So which God do you believe in? You know, there's tens of thousands of them, right?
Yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ. I know there's many gods, but I believe in the alphas, like Jesus Christ and the Father in heaven, Jesus Father, who's the alpha of all gods.
So the God of the Bible, huh?
Yeah, the God of the Bible.
Yeah, he's kind of a prick, isn't he?
The Trinity. A prick, what a prick mean?
He's a jerk. He kills people, and he's a thug.
Well, not a thug. He's a policeman.
Oh, a policeman.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
interesting.
Yeah, it's justified.
Oh, it's justified.
What makes you think he's a
Yeah,
policeman?
Oh, I know he's a policeman. He's my father. I'll have a personal relationship with him. And
Wait.
just like a policeman on the street kills a criminal, he kills criminals.
Wait a second. So because he kills criminals, that makes him a policeman?
He's saving souls, yeah.
So if I go out and start killing criminals, does that make me a policeman? Or God?
Only if you went to school for it and you justified somebody who protected
How do you know God went to school for it?
We don't even believe he exists. Can we start there, maybe? What evidence do you have that there is such a God?
Well, the Bible is total evidence. I can expound on.
Yeah, well, the Bible's.
To get you started.
We don't believe the Bible.
Yeah, I don't either.
You don't believe the Bible?
No.
Well, I can tell you this. This is what it says in the Bible. The pure hardship of.
Oh, we know what's in it.
We're actually pretty familiar with the Bible, but that's why we don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
That's actually a path to atheism. Did you know that a lot of atheists, when they read the Bible critically and think about it, they figure out this is a story.
Well, how do you feel though? Like you must be miserable. Like,
Oh no, not at all.
Wait, why do you think that we must be miserable?
Because God brings happiness, you know.
I don't have.
Without him, you're miserable, you know.
You know, Christianity has the highest kill rate of any religion. I think we'd be a lot better off without it.
Well, but hold on. Why do you think? Do you think that you really think that I'm miserable?
I think everyone's miserable while God.
Why do you think I'm miserable?
Because are you happy?
Yeah.
We don't think we're miserable.
I'm awesome. Yeah.
We're happy, well-adjusted folks here.
What makes you think I'm miserable?
Never happy?
I'm serious. I want to know. What makes you think I'm miserable?
Because I know that God brings happiness, and without God, it's hard to actually do the right thing to make yourself happy.
But I do the right thing all the time. And I'm happy.
The right thing to do.
Well, the right thing is what makes the world a better place.
And what's that?
Well, let's start with I don't own any slaves, and God got that wrong.
But that's the thing is
I don't molest children. The Catholic Church got that wrong.
We get to talk about it. We get to discuss and decide what's right and what's wrong.
So we're doing better, right? We're doing better than God and the Catholic Church already.
No, he's not doing better than God. He's doing better than the Catholic Church. God is perfect.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
So not only do you not have evidence for him, he's perfect, huh?
I have evidence. You just really.
Let's hear it, man. Bring it on.
All right. The evidence is that Jesus, his son, died on the cross so that we could be cleansed.
And you learned this from the Bible, which we don't believe.
Right.
Did you know that resurrecting gods are very common, especially among all the cultures that gathered in Rome around the time of Jesus? Did you know that Mithras was another resurrecting god that existed before Jesus?
Yeah, I know.
Did you know that he resurrected every year? And isn't that better than doing it once?
You said he resurrected every year?
Yeah. That's how we get our seasons.
Oh, okay. But listen, if you believe, if you really believe, if you just took the leap of faith, she said she had faith.
So faith, in my opinion, is just a good way to be wrong.
I had faith.
You got faith in Jesus and God?
Oh yeah, and actually I have this very distinct memory of a girlfriend of mine looking me in the face. We were drunk one night just talking about God because she didn't believe and I did. And I remember her looking at me just fascinated, and she was like, I'm just amazed by your faith. And I was just like, yep, I got it. I got faith.
But then you lost it.
And then I lost it.
Well, why don't you get it back? Do you not believe in him?
Well, because once can you start believing in Santa again?
Santa, I've never seen Santa.
Right.
So
I've seen God. I've never seen Santa.
When did you see God?
Oh, awesome. You've seen God. Can we see God?
I see God's I'm his son. He's the news when he protects me day by day. I'm a chosen one. I'm a chosen vessel. I'm a prophet.
You're
Whoa.
a chosen prophet?
Did you know that prophet used to mean storyteller?
Wait.
Nothing more?
And that's what I'm doing, telling the story. I'm
Okay.
from the spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, we've heard this sort of stuff before.
Right.
I'm still waiting on this evidence, though, because you
The evidence is something you don't believe.
I still want to know what school he went to.
What law school?
No, God. I want to know what police academy he went to.
Oh, you want to be joking?
Well, I'm joking, but only slightly, because I'm trying to point out how ridiculous this is. Do you not notice
you're
that
piling more and
it's
more
actually
claims.
comical? It's actually funny.
Yeah, you're piling more and more claims on this thing
Like, do you hear yourself?
Yeah, I hear myself very clear.
Okay. All right. Well.
So during the trial, George Zimmerman's initial trial for the murder of Trayvon Martin, which he didn't get convicted for, he's now saying, this is what, 12 years later, almost 13 years later, that the Trayvon Martin family's law team and legal advisors coached a witness and led a witness in her testimony against Zimmerman during that initial trial, which still didn't lead to a conviction. So he's saying that, yo, they told that bitch what to fucking say, yo. She wasn't no real witness. She ain't see shit, or she ain't heard shit. But that little nigger and their fucking lawyers told that lady what to fucking say in the courtroom against me. Even though I didn't go to jail for it, I want to sue their family for $100 million for defamation of character and illegal court proceedings and all kind of other shit. But whatever. He wants $100 million because he felt like they tried to give him a shitty trial and have somebody tell a false story when they really weren't a credible witness. Like I say, this is 13 years after the fact, you didn't get convicted, you didn't go to jail, but after you murdered that kid, he didn't go to jail for Trayvon's murder, but he was in jail like 2 or 3 times after he killed Trayvon for like beating up his girlfriend and some other incident he got into it, and I think he caught a DUI or something and had to go to the detox tank for a night, and then he wound up selling the gun that he used to kill Trayvon. He sold that shit for $250,000. $250,000 he sold that fucking gun for to some unknown buyer who's a fucking sick fuck to even want to own that shit. And then he put together this documentary trying to prove like how it was a hoax and how they tried to fucking frame him and set him up as being this fucking white supremacist guy, and it was all Trayvon Martin's fault and the kid deserves to die and that's why he shot him. And he put together this little film and tried to get it played at some independent theater down in Florida, and everybody's protesting that shit now. Yeah, the Zimmerman, for some reason, that little bit of fame got to him. Like he was national news for months, and then he didn't go to jail for that fucking crime. And now he feels like he has this celebrity status. And he got paid off of that shit too. Just like the cop who killed Mike Brown. Like, motherfuckers immediately opened up GoFundMe pages for these motherfuckers. And Zimmerman had a GoFundMe page for his legal defense and his legal team. And that motherfucker made like a couple $100,000 just off of people donating him money, just giving him money. I know the cop who killed Mike Brown, they said in like the first week of his GoFundMe page being open to the public, he made like $36,000 in 1 week of just from donations. People like, here, I'll help you. I'll help pay for your defense and your legal team. Like, the shit is fucking crazy, bro. And even like when Tekashi 6ix9ine got murdered in his car, somebody posted like, yo, y'all motherfuckers, y'all Florida niggas is crazy. Y'all killed Tekashi. Not Tekashi, I'm thinking about XX Tentacion is who I meant to say, yo. So when XXX got murdered in Florida, I read a post that somebody said, y'all Florida motherfuckers down there killing XX Tentacion, and y'all still got George Zimmerman walking around here all free and shit. Like, y'all killing the wrong motherfuckers, man. People don't... Y'all want to start some wars and go to war and start some real beef on some real beef shit so you can have some real rap shit to talk about? Go kill George Zimmerman. How about that? And then go rap about that shit in your song. Motherfuckers not... I don't know, man. Motherfuckers claim they soldiers and warriors and all kind of shit, and they not. I'll say it. Don't let me ever come across George Zimmerman, because I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do if I catch any of these motherfucking mass murdering, black killing, motherfucking race warriors. Man, I don't know, man. Ain't no telling what I'll do, yo. Swear to God, I'll black out, yo. Just so I can get that stripe, yo. I want them the stripes. I want, that's that nigga who murked fucking Zimmerman. Then I'll be a legend. And then I'll have millions of people sending me donations for my legal team. Get me a good judge and probably do like 6 years, 7 years and get out on that shit, yo. I'll go lay down for 6-7 years for some shit like that. For fame for the rest of my life for being that nigga. Yo, that's that dude right there. Who? Yo, you remember the motherfucker who killed Trayvon? Yo, he killed that motherfucker, yo. That's the man he killed George Zimmerman. Broad daylight at a Dunkin' Donuts. Blasted this bitch to death. Speaking hypothetically here, people, hypothetically. Disclaimer, I would never commit murder. Oh, another disclaimer, I will never commit suicide as well. So, these motherfuckers ain't gonna try to Epstein my ass. Talking about, I shot myself in the back with a shotgun. He shot himself in the back of the head with a shotgun and then hung himself in his closet. No foul play. There was a suicide note left. This man is clearly delusional. I want 100 million. Really? I want your fucking head on a pike, bitch. Why the fuck you keep surfacing up and reminding people that you still breathing air? Huh? I almost forget about you sometimes, homie. And then you come around with this dumb shit talking about you want $100 million. I should come. Never mind. Let me stop saying what I should do. Non-violent, non-violent. By any means necessary. Oh my God! He just shot that man. What? Look, he just shot that man. Who is that? Oh shit! He just shot George Zimmerman. World star! Yo, this motherfucker just shot George Zimmerman. And then somebody will walk up on George Zimmerman's body and be like, "You just got knocked the fuck out." What's this drawing that I'm working on? It's a drawing that I'm working on. Wah, wah, wah. But this is going to be the final detailed drawing for my Black History Month exhibit that should have been finished, like, all of this should have been done like last week, actually. So I will work on it this week and get it done, because I'm not a procrastinator all the time anymore. Because I get shit done normally, most of the time, when I'm focused. Who want to buy this gun I killed Trayvon Martin with? I want to buy it. I want $250,000 for it. Sold. I'll buy it for $250,000. Sold. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Where in the fuck did I? Oh, there you go. Oh shit, man, this pencil's so sharp. I'm about to poke through the goddamn paper with this bad boy. Y'all ain't got pencils that sharp, huh? You ever had a pencil that sharp? That shit poke a hole in the paper. My pencil poke a hole in the paper, bitch. My pencil poke a hole in the paper. Yeah, my pencil poke a hole in the paper, bitch. My pencil poke a hole in the paper. I need me a drafting table, because this little bullshit table right here, man, this shit ain't cutting it, bro. Yo, I don't celebrate Christmas or any other European holidays, but y'all can donate me a nice drafting table at this time of the year. You know what I'm saying? They are very cheap and inexpensive, and it will do me great wonders in my drawing sessions. So, go on Amazon.com, or if you have the app, and look up drafting tables or drafting art tables, and get me one of them shits for like the cheapest one for like $70, man, $80. I'd gladly appreciate it. Anybody, somebody. The best nation is donation. You know what I'm saying? I'm a starving artist. And with your help and consideration, I can continue to bring beautiful works of art to the world, spreading joy, enlightenment, inspiration, and education about the black diaspora. I should write this shit down and submit that shit as a grant. Why do you need money, Mr. Prince? I need money because the struggle is real, and currently I am stuck within the struggle. Henceforth, thou shalt submit. Woe, woe, woe is me. What? I don't know how many times I gotta prove to motherfuckers I do this shit, man. This is me, man. This is my life. I've been doing this shit since childhood. This is the only thing I am good at. Well, this ain't the only thing I'm good at. This is the only thing I'm great at. I'm good at a lot of shit. I'm even damn good at some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn good at a couple things. But I'm great when it comes to this art shit. Man, that's my niche. That's my comfort zone. You know, that's my quiet place. That's why I get lit. Trying to make this look like an old black and white photo. Yes, I mean. Oh shit, did my phone just vibrate? I think I got a message. Ooh, people want to talk. Fucking YouTube notification. The worst case of police corruption recommended. High Roots TV. This is why I hate getting on my phone. There be so much shit up here. Whoa. Yo, this how crazy my organization is, right? So I'm part of this is the Black Scranton Project, right? So early this morning, somebody in our organization from the Black Scranton Project got wind of a raid, yo. ICE agents raided a house in the 600 block of South Webster Avenue in Scranton at 7 a.m. this morning. There may be children at Whittier Public School from that house now. Please let your contacts know ICE is raiding houses in South Scranton. We are trying to get the word out as much as possible. BSP cares about Hermanus. We share this warning because of no Scranton residents should live in fear. Please protect your neighbor. We don't know much about the situation, but if this post can protect one person, that then what we've done is right. And then you want to know who replied on this shit? Good morning. This is Joe Kant with the Scranton Times. We are trying to get the story that ICE raided a home in Southside confirmed and get it on the web. Is there anyone you know that can talk to us with firsthand knowledge? Yo, our page and our information is so current and so up to date that the fucking newspaper is asking us for help. It's like, yo, I'm from the Scranton Times newspaper, yo. Tell somebody to call us, man, and give us a fucking story. Like hundreds of people have shared this shit too, yeah. You know what the warrant was for? It's ICE. It's the immigration fucking police. There is no warrant. They're coming to fucking try to catch illegals. Well, that's some crazy shit going on in the area. Yeah, these motherfuckers is trying to get the illegals. Motherfucking immigration. All right, there's no other current news right now.
Anything else for us?
I'm just like, you took the leap of faith, like you said, and never give up.
I tried.
So, you know the 9/11 attackers that flew the planes into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, they had faith.
9/11 was an inside job.
A good thing?
Their faith is dictated. They told me this was religion. I'm talking about the Holy Bible. That was Iraq, like Muslims.
They believe in the God of Abraham, just like you do.
But you don't understand it's a war.
And they had faith. So what could possibly be wrong with that?
False prophets, liars.
Oh, liars.
Deceivers.
Uh-huh. So, so you got the right gospel with the New Testament, and you're pitching the Old Testament. You got the new one, and nothing afterwards is good. So it's version 2 that's the right one. Is that right? Version 1 being Judaism, version 2 being Christianity, and then there's a whole bunch of others after that.
And the Muslims.
Right.
It's just so much fun to
Let me make a prediction. I can be a prophet. Let me make a prediction. I'll bet that you grew up as in a Christian household and that you were indoctrinated as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that predicts. That's the most predictive thing for the most predictive way of telling what religion you're going to be is what religion you were raised with. Not because it's true, but because you were indoctrinated that way.
Which religion are you?
Right. Yes. Christianity.
Just regular Christian, not like a specific denomination?
Yeah, Mormonism.
You're a Mormon?
Okay. So you're off in the branch of a branch, right?
Yeah. Why do you think that Mormonism is the right one and not a different one?
Well, the Holy Spirit testifies in the Mormon words, like the Testament, and
How do you? Sorry. Go ahead.
Say that again.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was letting you go.
The Holy Spirit, which is Father of God and Jesus Christ, testifies of every word in the Book of Mormon. But you have to get words of God and not spirit of victory. And then to get that testimony.
Let me tell you a little story about Joseph Smith. Before he started his religion, he used to have a little kind of a scam where he would find farmers and he would look into his hat and pretend it was like a periscope and that he could see into the ground, and he'd tell the farmers where to dig for gold. He'd take a little fee from them, and he'd be off into the wind at that point. And eventually that caught up with him. So he's kind of a scammer, well-known fraud. And it seems like the hat and the gold thing it kind of stuck with him as far as this gold plate thing. And
well, that's just something you heard.
yeah.
That's true.
Wait.
Well, I think you just heard about your Mormon faith.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But I like to show it the father of the faith has spoken something.
So let's
Wait. The
pretend for
Father
a
has
second
spoken to him?
let's pretend for a second that I'm right. And what does that tell you about Joseph Smith?
I mean, as for kids, you're not right. Like, you're not sure about that. Like, you can't say it around time.
Well, I think with a little bit of research you could verify that.
That's not power. That's just a regular sinful man or small man lying or deceiving, just to keep people faith. Going off their faith.
So you just want to believe no matter what, huh?
I mean, I believe, but I also know it's common just to believe, but to have the knowledge is what makes it more powerful.
Do you think that you would be miserable if you didn't believe anymore?
I mean, I'd be hell. I know too much.
Well, I know your fellow Mormons would do their best to make you miserable if you left the faith, so they're pretty good at that.
Well, I can understand if he's scared, then that might be a good reason to hold on to something.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm not trying to knock you either. I'm just trying to learn here, because do you realize that might, is that true? Is that why you believe? Because you're afraid of being miserable?
Yes, I am afraid of being miserable. I'm happy with them.
So,
my presence.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm really happy with the gospel and the ways of it, and the things you can obtain, the wealth of blood and riches, and
what if,
just the good things.
So you could be a drunkard and be happy, right?
Huh?
You could be drunk and be happy, right?
No, it's a shame because I'm not getting happiness to get drunk, you'd be miserable.
But what if
That's
what
what
if
you
you
think?
could be happy and not believe, because I'm an example of that, and I think you're pretty happy
Yeah,
too.
I'm
So
happy
we're two examples. Hold on, real quick. We're two examples of people that are really, really happy without any gods. So why don't you believe that you can be?
Because I actually know too much. I'm an innocent liar. I'm saying is that, you know, the greater light is, the higher the condemnation. The lesser the light, the less the condemnation. So, just get, when you don't believe, you get less condemnation. If I don't believe, I'll get a lot of condemnation because I have to see God.
You've seen God?
Yeah, I see God.
Where do you see God?
He speaks to me like his spirit.
What does it say?
Always,
He agrees with you, right?
Well, I want to know what he says.
you don't know what he says?
Mm-hmm.
He says everything that's in the Bible.
He just reads the Bible to you?
He speaks the word. He speaks his word to me.
I want to know specifically. I want to know word for word what you hear audibly.
The last thing, well, he didn't actually speak, but the last thing he could tell, he thought to me. The last thing he thought to me was to be aware.
Who's in your mind?
Conscious. He's in my head. He thinks to me.
Well, so there really are people that hear things that aren't there, and well, they might have a mental disorder.
Yeah, but I actually hear his voice too.
I'm sorry?
When he actually speaks to other people in my presence, and the people are so.
Does he say the exact same thing?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
No, he's just like us. He says different things, like how we're saying different things all the time. It's just a conversation. You know what I mean? Saying different things. There's a lot to talk about in life.
Have you ever tested that and made sure that he was saying the exact same thing to everybody?
What do you mean saying the exact same thing to everybody?
Well, if you and a bunch of your friends can hear God at the same time, presumably he's talking, and whatever, you know, if everybody took dictation, they should all get the same answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've tested that?
Have you
You've
tested
done
that?
What do you mean by text?
Test. That means you actually do an experiment where you get folks together, and when that happens, you all write down your answers and you compare them.
No, it's not. It is not enough peace for that. You know, because most people are wanting to type all the time. I'm a chosen vessel. What it is,
You're chosen.
A really good way to find out if something isn't actually what you think it is to try everything possible that could possibly disprove it. Right? That's a good way to find out what's real. Is if you can't.
I'm pretty sure this is the voice of God down here.
Well, we're pretty convinced. We're sure that you've convinced yourself, but you know, if it's really true, then you have nothing to fear from a test like this.
Right. But the thing is, I can't do that because people won't cooperate. People are evil.
Well, then maybe you don't have a reason to believe that.
I do have a reason to believe because my heart is well. My heart is good. My heart is happy.
So you
Right.
hear
But what if my
voices.
heart's good too?
So why should we believe?
In your flesh.
We agree that you might have voices in your head, but why should Jen and I believe?
If I don't hear anything and I don't see anything.
Intelligence.
I'm sorry?
I just because intelligence. That's why I think you should believe. Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Huh?
If I think more, I'll believe.
Well, we're born with a level of intelligence and we're kind of stuck with it, so I don't know what that has to do with a God.
You're born with a level of intelligence and kind of stuck with it. I mean, there's two different intelligences. It's a moral intelligence and it's a moral intelligence.
What's a moral intelligence?
The moral intelligence is the numerical intelligence.
Like a moral compass? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I know it's not good to hold slaves, and I know it's good to not to molest children. So I'm already doing better than the God and the Catholic Church, right?
No, you're not doing better, no.
Yeah.
You don't think that he killed a bunch of people with the Great Flood and all kinds of...
Yeah, he's a murderer.
You don't think he killed people?
Yeah,
I'm not a murderer. He's evil.
Oh, right. Wait. We're back. We just went in a circle. He's a policeman.
He's a policeman. Oh, he gets to murder everybody he wants.
Right.
Because he's a policeman.
I don't think we're getting anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, now look. If it was a monster of your bed and you want to be saved.
I don't want to be saved because I'm pretty safe right here.
Who are we being saved from? Answer me that.
The moms that under your bed. If there's a mom under your bed, or a kidnapper, or a rapist coming in your house, when you go outside and shoot right there, you could rape you.
No, I'm
I
pretty
don't,
safe.
I don't want to be saved from God.
I mean, I take certain precautions to keep myself safe. You know, I look both ways before I cross the street, and I use my blinker, stuff like that. I don't need a God for that.
You need a God. Yeah. You're gonna see that you need a God one day.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate your call. We're gonna let you go.
All right.
Thanks for
Give us a
calling.
call again, and
Thanks for trying.
thanks. Yeah. Bye.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Michael in Texas. The reason for the existence of God is such as fine tuning. So you have some evidence for God?
Yes, I'm gonna give you the best evidence or arguments for the existence of God.
Why don't you give us the best one, the single best one?
Yes, the best one, absolutely.
Cool.
So first, let me just define God, okay?
So that's awesome. Thank you.
All right. So for me, God is a super intelligence, creator of worlds, and very powerful and benevolent.
So wait, he is super intelligent. Can intelligence exist without a mind?
He is super intelligent or super intelligence?
A super intelligent being.
Okay.
A super intelligent being.
Okay.
Yes, creator of worlds.
So he might be a space alien, is what I'm hearing, right?
So he doesn't mean he's good.
Yes, and benevolent.
So is we talked about
Super-
slavery? Is the order about slavery in the Bible benevolence? What about
I don't believe in
killing
the Christian
witches?
God. All I'm saying is God is a very powerful being, and immortal.
Okay, are you familiar with the problem of evil?
He's adding a lot of adjectives in there. I don't think he has a very firm definition.
Yes, I'm aware of the problem of evil. I'm not arguing about that. All I'm saying is I believe God is a being who is very powerful, good, and he's very intelligent. That is all I'm saying.
So how do you know that he is all of the, whatever this being, I don't even know if it's a he, but how do you know this being is good? How can you test this theory that you have that this being is intelligent and good and powerful?
Okay, so I'm going to give an argument about that.
Cool.
But first, let me ask you, what is your response to a fine-tuning argument?
Why are we talking about that?
It's an argument from ignorance, where you're saying, I want to explain something, but I don't have an explanation, so I'm going to stick God in there for the explanation. That seems to be the go-to argument for Christians
Okay.
and theists.
So what are the other explanations for like the fine-tuning of the universe?
No,
We don't
it's,
know.
it's possible. It's possible that none of those values can change.
Okay.
Do we have other universes where the values differ? Where we can say they were adjusted, and do you have evidence that somebody somewhere is tuning those values?
Well, no, but I think it's
Okay, well,
that's at least a hint that there might be a super intelligence out
yeah,
there.
well, might is not very good evidence, right? It's
I'm not going to base my whole life on might.
yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Okay.
Okay, so that was your best
But you're
argument.
okay with that?
That was your best argument.
No, I'm
Okay,
going there.
we're going to keep the drama going.
Okay, so you mentioned there are other universes, correct?
No.
And
Well, so there are some theories about other universes, yes, but we don't have evidence for them, so I'm going to say I don't know.
Okay. All right, so other universes could explain the fine-tuning of the universe, other forms of life, like other forms of life possible under different conditions. So there are many explanations, correct?
If we could find other universes.
Okay. So my argument is if God didn't create the universe, and if God didn't create the universe, and if there are other universes out there, like say
Okay, we got a lot of ifs. We got a lot of ifs here.
Okay.
How about basing it on facts and reality instead of
What if there isn't a God?
if there's a God, then there's a God. So we can presuppose all sorts of things and try to define God into existence. But let's start with the reality of our universe. How about that?
Right. So the reality is that our universe appears to be a fine-tuned for intelligent life.
They appear to be,
Like,
but what does that mean about what it is?
So let's say that the universes can be different. Suppose that we ended up in a universe that didn't support life. Would we be having this conversation?
No.
Okay, well, then doesn't that give you some sort of selection bias as far as possible universes? The very fact that we're having this conversation means that the universe can support life, right? And we have no evidence for other universes, so we don't know how likely that is. And so this idea of fine tuning is make believe, needs to be justified.
Right. So for me, there are two explanations for the fine tuning. Either a God did it, or some intelligence did it, or there is a more,
or something else.
Or we don't know.
No. This is a false dichotomy. What God are you talking about? I mean,
So many.
there's so many. And can you rule out every other possible natural process?
What if it's an evil
I mean,
God?
I cannot think of any other natural
What if it's a
process.
stupid God?
Do you have another explanation for the fine tuning of the universe?
No, that's the point.
Okay. All right.
All right, thanks.
So my other hold on. My
Okay, so
other-
That was your best
main
argument, it didn't work.
Yeah, so all by your admission, all the other arguments are worse, right?
Okay, let me just get to the other arguments.
Well,
No.
that's okay.
There is a new-
Maybe call again and we'll try this again next time.
Yeah.
Maybe find the best one.
The very best one.
Okay.
Okay.
Rock solid.
If you allow me to just mention one more thing.
Mention one more thing.
If there are multiple universes out there, if the universe is so big, if the universe is infinite, that means there is very likely a God out there,
Maybe.
some powerful intelligence.
And a lot of folks would argue that this universe is particular to us, and so the fact that it's large and there's multiple ones defeats that, right?
Right, exactly. So if there are any
So you
other
can't have it both
universes out
ways. Which way is it?
there- Well, that's what I'm saying. If there are other universes
All roads
out
lead to
there-
God, don't they?
Well, what I'm saying is that there's like probably some alien or super intelligence out there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That's what I
maybe so.
There's a lot of cool theories.
All right. Call us when you got some evidence. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice talking to you.
Right. Let's see. Uh-oh, my screen went blank. Let's see. Bree in Washington.
Hi, Bree.
Hey.
Welcome. So you went to your grandma's funeral, grandpa's funeral, and you got the fire and brimstone treatment.
Oh, yeah, that was so much fun.
What about your grandpa?
I'm sorry. Jesus loves a captive audience, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Funerals and prisons, schools. So tell me what happened.
So I had to go down to Arkansas recently for my grandpa's funeral. He died about a month ago. And I was mostly for moral support because my grandpa was a stranger to me, and you can't really mourn for a stranger.
Right.
And after the main pastor for the church got done, he introduced a pastor friend of the family who had been asked to speak, and he gets on this thing about if you accept Jesus, you'll see him in heaven again, and all will be good, and standard stuff.
Yeah.
And gets to the point where he asks everyone to bow their head in prayer. And I, being an atheist and being a very out atheist,
Good for you.
Like me.
sit there, I sit there respectfully with my head up silently, just, and because my boyfriend and I went in last, we weren't sitting in the family section, so I don't think he knew I was the granddaughter of the deceased.
Mm-hmm.
But he went on a ramble that if you didn't accept, didn't matter what you did, you were going to go to hell. And at that point in time, as he mentioned that, he looked me dead in the eye.
Wow.
Well, you can always flip him off.
I mean, what I've heard about hell, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. That's just rude. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, and I would say that that's an example of the religion doing harm. And I think that the belief that you're going to go to heaven and see your grandma or your grandpa, whatever, your parents or whatever who's died ahead of you, is a kind of wishful thinking at best, and at worst it prevents you from grieving properly and really sort of realizing the fact that that person really is gone, and all that's left are the memories, legacy of that person.
I'm sorry. That's why I don't go to churches anymore.
I always hated going to churches. It always made my skin crawl in like the worst way.
And even when I was a Catholic, I didn't like going to churches. Like my parents took me to Barcelona because my dad traveled and he had a bunch of like air miles, and they kept going to the cathedrals and the churches and everything. And even when I was a Catholic, I was like, this just feels so wrong. Like I just
You missed out on the big church in Barcelona.
No, well, it was under construction, yeah. But it still is. I think this was like 10 years ago. But anyway, yeah, I can't do churches anymore.
But for other atheists in the audience, you do get sucked into funerals and weddings and some of these events where there's religion.
True.
And
I wonder.
I was just waiting for the moment where he was just gonna come up to me and like try to talk to me and like get me into being a Christian, because I was gonna give him the prefaces like, we can have this conversation.
Right, right. You're like, hit me.
I know my stuff.
Good for you.
Religion class. I watched the Atheist Experience.
all right, it's a badge of honor. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, anything else?
No, I just felt like it would be fun to like share that. And
yeah.
Also, like, fun tidbit. Like my stepmom came up to me later, like saying, like I am like the standard of being a human being, and that I'm a very non-judgmental human being, and that I'm very giving and like type of person. Like I always pose that question to my grandma, because she's the person who also thinks that if you don't accept Jesus, you're not going to heaven. I'm like, I always tell my grandma. So I'm a good human being who strives to do good and no wrong, and I'm still going to hell.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's not what matters.
That God's a dick, That God's a dick.
Your moral compass is off.
like I want to be a social worker, and I currently work with people with disabilities.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, you're clearly better than the God that these people believe in.
Yeah.
And take heart with that. All right. Thank you for your call, Bree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Let's see.
Got a bunch of theists.
Yeah, we've got Dean in North Carolina.
Hi, Dean. Are you the Dean that I know? Dean?
Did I hit the wrong button?
No.
Dean, hello.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm here. Hello.
Are you the Dean?
I'm the one that.
Okay.
I'm the one that visited. Yeah.
Cool. Hi.
Hey.
What you got for us?
Question I have is, one of the things I often hear, even whether it's from atheist experience talkies or just talking with my atheist friends, is the statement that you can't use the Bible to prove the Bible.
Right.
And one of the questions that I have is, if I look at, say say the New Testament. I don't head it from a position of it's inerrant or it's inspired. Wrong with saying, all right, these are ancient documents.
Ancient documents written by people, anonymous people,
Well,
right?
let me finish first, Don.
Okay.
These are just ancient documents, and in the same way that a historian would mine Roman documents about Roman history, why couldn't I mine those in the same manner to see if what's talked about is historical or not?
Can I go?
What's wrong with that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Because the fact that they're ancient doesn't make them true. But also, when we go that far back, you know, I'm thinking Caesar and all that, you know, even if you could prove that everything that he said was true, well, I don't think you could prove, because you don't have enough evidence other than this old document.
Yeah.
So let's divide the discussion in half. Let's separate two issues. One is, are the claims miraculous or not? So if the claims are not miraculous, like the town of Bethlehem existed,
Right.
there's not a miraculous claim. Jesus was an itinerant preacher,
Right.
not a miraculous claim, right? Let's put all those aside, and let's talk about the ones that are miraculous, because those are the ones that are of interest. Those are the ones that the Christians base their faith on, right? And those are the ones that we need more evidence for than just as an old story.
Well, no, I would agree that you can't. I would agree that you need more than just it's an old story. My central question is more along the lines of approaching those texts as a historian would approach, say, something like, not that we have the same amount of evidence, I'm not making that equation, but if I had documents that talked about Caesar crossing the Rubicon, and I had documents that talked about Jesus traveling to Galilee, or that Jesus traveled to Jerusalem.
So there's things like whether the claims are miraculous. There's issues of whether or not there's corroborating evidence in other documents. There's the question of, does the author have an obvious agenda? You know, the early Catholic Church is well known to have fabricated things and augmented things to make their story better. And when you start peeling away at that, there's not much left at the end of the day.
No, I would say that anybody that writes history to a certain degree has an agenda, right? Like,
yes, and that's why you want to have multiple sources that say the same thing, because presumably if they're agreeing, they're not in cahoots with each other, right? But the Bible, it ends up being a kind of coherent collection, or a group of things that were assembled, and so it ends up being sort of one source. Yeah. Even though there may be many voices in there.
Well, do you think that, do you hold to the synoptic gospels like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all share either each other's work or source material?
Yeah, but there seems to be pretty strong evidence that they have a common source.
Okay, so that would be one source, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You would say that that's one source.
Yeah, and
or Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Sorry, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Excuse me.
But the problem is that those gospels don't agree, right? So they're already going diverging. It's like the memes are diverging. There's different variations of these stories. Dan Barker has a famous Easter challenge of trying to put all of the events of the Easter into a single unified coherent narrative that fits all the gospels, and you can't do it. And so we've got two problems. We've got derivative works that disagree, and so we can't really trust any of them, right?
Well, I would say from the standpoint of just looking at it as history, you could have, historical standpoint, I think you could have different accounts that talk about different things but still find a core historical bedrock. And I think even with like Nero's burning of Rome, 3 different authors that say that Nero was in 3 different places, but they all attest to the fact that Nero was responsible for the burning of Rome. Like one says he was out of town, one says that he was in Rome, the other one says that he was, playing a flute in the palace. But we wouldn't say that because those 3 disagree that Nero was responsible for the burning of Rome. Now, the question of where was Nero during the time of the burning of Rome, that might be a different thing. But we can still get to that core historical bedrock for the case that Nero was.
So you've got the Q source, and you're going to try to find a core historical bedrock out of it. Is what you're telling me?
No. I'm simply saying, like Matthew, Mark, and Luke. If we take the approach that they share information,
they share information about what the Q source said, but we don't know much about that Q source, right? Because we don't even have an original of it.
But so
it could just be a story.
Matthew, Mark, and Luke. But there are also things with Matthew, Mark, and Luke that are different, that don't rely on the Q source.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you saying that the Bible is basically like a history book in the sense that it has multiple sources and that it's like a textbook kind of thing?
I don't necessarily know that the entire Bible is a history book. There's certainly areas where it's poetic, there's apocalyptic literature, so I wouldn't say that the entire Bible is a history book. I'm simply saying when you look at the Gospels, what you could do, and what I'm trying to see to the atheist is that, hey, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, let's just say that that's one source. You still have John over here that's radically different, that it's constructed to Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but still affirms things found in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. I'm just asking.
So the author.
I'm just asking.
Were the authors aware of these other documents?
I don't know.
So they're not. Yeah, they're quite a bit later. So, it's. All of these documents were written after Jesus supposedly died, and none of them are first-hand accounts.
There are multiple documents in history that are written after the person died.
Right.
So don't you think that the more you modify it, the farther away from truth you get?
Do what?
Do you think that the more that you modify it, the further away from truth that you get? Because as time goes on, it's like the telephone game, let's tweak this, let's tweak that. Eventually you get really far from the truth, but it took very tiny baby steps getting there. So when I think about, like, when you say it's like a textbook in the sense that it has some historical information, but it also has kind of poems and, different kinds of things, how do you tell the difference between what's actually history and what's not?
No, gotcha. So a couple of things there. When it comes to the telephone game, I don't know if that's a good analogy, because the telephone game, like, one person sends the message and nobody else is allowed to investigate what the other person said.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily know if you would have that with the scribes. But I see what you're saying. I get the core of what you're saying. Now, the second piece was, does it get more away from Jesus? I think that's why you have the ability to take the manuscripts that have been written down. Not saying that they are historical because they're transmitted accurately, but the transmission of the text of the manuscripts is shown to be something like, some scholars say anywhere between 98 and 99.5% accurate, and misspelling names, things like that.
This is fascinating
so 98% of all statistics are pulled out.
Well, but this is like really cool, really fascinating stuff. But to me, honestly, it just seems like more details of a Star Wars story. Like this is all interesting and cool, and yeah, maybe it could fit like this, and maybe it could fit like that. But there's no like, this is how we know.
To me, there's some more interesting points of, like, there's 3 different patriarchal lineages for Jesus in the Bible, and they can't be reconciled. There's the many promises that Jesus made that said that you could pray and get whatever you wanted from God, and that's clearly not how the universe works. So,
well, that's the difference between a historical investigation about some core historical facts and mimics an exegesis of the text.
Well, he's making a claim that we can test, and the claim is false. And so either he's lying or the Bible's false, right?
Well, you're moving off the topic that I'm trying to address, which is why is it bad or wrong?
I'm telling you why.
Not the same as investigating Roman sources in history.
And I gave you the answer. There's agenda. There's multiple sources.
I'm drawing a caricature of a local strongman. His name was Chimesy Williams. Broke a couple of bench press records, deadlift, and squat records back in the day. And we're gonna honor this local legend in our Black History Month exhibit coming up in February. So I'm gonna do this caricature drawing of him and then scale it up to be on a movable art installation where you can actually pull a string and make him lift weights. Nope. No, I don't have any references for this. This is just coming out of my mind. So it's going to be in 3 different parts. So this is the first part for his body. And then you have the part for his biceps. And then the part for his forearms and the weights. And we'll have to print all of those out separately and combine them separately. And I just dropped my pencil. But yeah, there's no I'm not using a reference for this. I'm just making some stuff up. I normally work from reference photos, but not for this project. Cause it's just gonna be like a simple drawing, so I didn't feel like I actually needed a reference for a caricature. So we just gonna roll with it like this. Just gonna roll with it. On some straight freestyle shit. I gotta get ready to go to work in a little while. I went to the gym this morning and didn't take a shower yet. So I definitely have to shower before work. Matter of fact, let me get the time check. It's 12 o'clock and I gotta be to work at 2:30. I mean, I need to leave here by at least by 2 o'clock. Oh, dirty dick. Man, you don't even know the half of it, my dude. I'm the coldest. I'm the coldest you ever known. Taking it back to my old comic book type days. Used to come up with them comic book characters. When it 2-8. I'm doing I'm a board member of a local activist and nonprofit organization called the Black Scranton Project. Bam! The Black Scranton Project. And so we just try to spread education about local black history and heritage. And we're gearing up for our 2020 Black History Month exhibit. So this is some more of our material for the Black Scranton Project. Here you can meet the board members. Miss Glennis Johns is the founder. You see your boy Travis Prince is a board member. We got Connie Bennett as a board member. And Gary and Rashida and Benita. We're all board members. Here's some of our sponsors for the Black Scranton Project. And so here's a mock-up version of what I wanted to do for our 2020 Black History Month art installation. So I wanted to do pay respects to a local strongman, passed away several years ago, but his memory is still really vibrant in the community. His son actually coaches one of the local high school football teams, and his dad was just a really, really good guy, and everybody remembers his legacy. And so I want to honor him this month as one of our featured local members of the black community, and so he can have a interactive art exhibit so that kids can actually play with it and learn different things. So I want it to be functional and movable, and at the same time like enjoyable for kids to like do something. Because our last exhibit this past February was basically, it was more informative and just information based, mostly geared towards adults, just to educate adults in the local area. And we towards the end we realized that there wasn't a lot of things for kids to experience or ways to engage with the younger kids so that they would actually be interested in learning about local black history and culture. So just by making something that the kids can actually touch and play with and move around may get them more engaged and more excited about learning something else that we have on display for our exhibit. So I came up with this mock-up version of the installation I want to do, and essentially you can just have the kids pull a string and make the strongman lift weights like that. With better building materials and connectors and brackets, essentially I want his arms to come back down each time so you don't have to physically pull it down. So when you pull the string, his arms go up, you let the string go, his arms come down. But I'm just working on a more detailed drawing, and which is going to be probably about 5 feet tall and made out of vinyl and foam board. And so this is the project I'll be working on for the next couple of days. So in the end, we should have a 5-foot version of this that looks really good. And then the kids can have something to play with at the exhibit. And tonight is First Friday. Might hang out downtown for a little while and check out some art and shit. See what's popping in the community. Pernell Whitaker. I have no idea who Pernell is. No idea at all. Boxer? Oh, I don't do any kind of sports athletes, movie icons, TV show characters. I don't do pop culture. I don't do musicians or rappers or singers or anything. I'm too original for that. I can find people like yourself or like your cousin or like myself or my friends who are just as beautiful and just as motivational as any boxer or celebrity. So I don't fuck with people like that at all. I don't need to paint somebody who already has a status or something about them. So no, I rather just stay completely original, come up with my own ideas and find my own models for the most part. And famous people, whether it be TV, sports, entertainment, or anything like that, I just won't do it. You'll never see me draw or paint a picture of Tupac. Love Tupac to death. But why am I gonna draw or paint a picture of somebody that thousands of other people have drawn and painted pictures of? It don't make any sense to me at all. Rest in peace, bro. But it's just like when anybody dies. When Prince died, like, and my social media, I for the most part, like 98% of the people I follow are artists, are creative people in some type of way, form, or fashion. So when Prince died, I scrolled through social media. There's 1,000 pictures of paintings of Prince. When Nipsey Hussle died, there's 1,000,000 fucking drawings and paintings of Nipsey Hussle. If you really respected that man, if you really loved that man, if you really honored that man, you would have painted and drawn a picture of his image when he was alive. That's how you respect somebody, so you can gift them something in life. Like, bro, you're so fucking motivational to me. I wanted to create your image. Here you go. But you wait till a motherfucker's dead and be like, oh, I'm gonna draw this motherfucker. I'm gonna paint this guy. Like, that shit is retarded as fuck to me. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody just wants to hop on a bandwagon because, oh, somebody famous died? Huh, I better hurry up and draw his picture. See, look, I was with this guy. I liked what he was doing. And don't make any fucking sense. Wait till one of your favorite people die to paint a picture of them. I don't have any favorite famous people. That's why I don't paint famous people. And if they die, rest in peace. Feel bad for your family. I still probably not gonna fucking paint a picture of you just because you're fucking dead. I don't need clout. You know what I'm saying? I got talent. I got talent, bro. My talent is my clout. I don't need clout. If I needed clout, I would have painted a picture of Usain Bolt. I would have did a painting of Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? I would have made a paper mache model of Mike Tyson or some shit for clout. I don't need clout. I need to spread beauty, knowledge, and intelligence through my art and my craft. That's all I need to do. Oh, other people do it for clout? Yeah. I'm a lone wolf, man. I don't hop on the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? I don't motherfucking go with the new trends and all that shit, man. If motherfuckers want to do that shit for clout, more power to you. If you think that shit gonna make your artist resume a little bit beefier, hey, more power to you. But I tell you this, when the last time you went into a museum, if you go to museums or art galleries and seen like a picture of a painting of Tupac in a museum, nobody ain't putting that shit in no fucking museums and galleries because it's pop culture and it's bullshit for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You don't exactly. But soon as he die, everybody wants to talk about him now, and everybody's a fan, and everybody wants to recreate his image. Like, I never listened. I was aware of Nipsey Hussle, but I was more aware of his philanthropic excursions and business building, and he was talking about he was one of the first motherfuckers I heard talking about cryptocurrency, actually. That's what I really remember from like years ago when that fucking Bitcoin and all that shit got popping. Like he was one of the youngest dudes out there. Like, yo, man, we gotta figure this shit out. The economic world is changing. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got different platforms for amounting wealth and becoming financially secure. And it's like young as shit, talking that shit about, you know, some knowledgeable shit. So that's what I remember Hustle for. I never listened to any of his fucking music, honestly, at all. And then it was just recently, like say after he died, one of my homeboys like, oh, I got one of his old mixtapes and this and that, and like, yeah, he was an okay rapper. You know, have I bought any of his music since his death? No. But I respect the man for what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? See, unlike most people, I got talent, man. I can draw shit out in my head with no problem. I can motherfucking get a reference picture and do shit like this. I read both of their books, A Long Road to Freedom, written by Nelson Mandela, and the autobiography of Malcolm X. You know, hey, I like both of them. I don't agree with either one of them 100%, and I don't disagree with them 100%. Both of them had great ideas and tried to execute plans of social change. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. You know, nobody's perfect. They both have flaws. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end, a lot of people said that both of them were sellouts. That Malcolm X sold out. Said that Nelson Mandela sold out. And this ain't even done yet. I still got to do like all the details on the bracelet, her hand. There's some more details I need to put into the skin on this arm, and some more highlights on the breast right here, and on her little belly. Yeah, man. When you got talent like me, man, you can paint original shit. You don't have to like paint mainstream pop culture shit. I don't have to sit here and paint Cardi B and throw it on Instagram and hope somebody like that shit. I don't have to paint a picture of fucking Travis Scott and hope somebody likes it. Oh, Travis Scott, please like this drawing I did of you. Like, fuck that. I can paint random, beautiful, everyday, ordinary people. And I get my clout off of that shit because I got talent. Oh, yeah, I sell them. They expensive as fuck, so I don't sell them quite often. But they'll sell. I sold a few pieces this year. My highest piece I sold this year was for $3 grand. Trying to get my shit up to $5 and $6 grand a pop. I got some paintings listed for $10,000, but can't sell them yet because my name ain't big enough. But when my name get big enough, that $10,000 painting gonna sell for $30,000. So right now, I take my little $2 grand, a little $3 grand here and there, and I'll do some commissions for $600-$700. The last commission I did was some small shit for like a couple $100. But I'll do that. And I keep grinding away until the right motherfucker see my shit. And they'll be like, yo, I love the fact that you don't paint Tupac. It's like, how much you want for that? Like, give me 10 grand. I'm going to give you 30. Like, yes. Actually, in the middle of discussions right now about another commission. But somebody trying to lowball and trying to set a price. I'm like, you don't set the price for the art, bro. I set the price for the art. So if you don't want to work with the price I'm giving you, then you can just go find another artist to do the shit. Cause I don't touch nothing for less than $400. That's my bare minimum for any kind of project. And when I say bare minimum project, like for $400, you can't hardly get shit. You can get something. It ain't gonna be nothing like this. But you can get something for $400. I'll give you something for $400. But that's as low as I'm willing to go if I even pick up a damn brush. I can't even pick up a brush for less than $400. You know what I'm saying? And I need that deposit. Do I travel? A little bit. I don't know what you mean by travel, like travel just to travel, or travel with my art, or I know Art Basel is going on right now. I had an invitation down there last year and this year, but financially I'm not trying to take that trip yet until somebody sponsors me. Cause you giving me an invite to come down there, that's good. Oh, we got a space for you, free of charge. All you gotta do is get here. When you get there, y'all gonna pay for my flight? Cause I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm at the top of the goddamn map. You know where Florida at? Florida at the bottom of the goddamn map. And I still work a regular 9 to 5. So now I gotta take time off work. I gotta book a flight, pay for a flight, book a rental car, pay for a rental car, book a hotel, pay for a hotel. Then I gotta ship my art down there. And then if I don't sell all of my art or any of it, whatever I have, I gotta ship that back up here. It's too much, man, for like just a week. That shit ain't even, I'll spend like 2-3 grand just trying to go down to Art Basel for a week. But maybe next year. I'm looking at it. Only reason I haven't done any real traveling in a couple years, because I just bought a house last year. You know what I'm saying? This is my house. I don't have no mortgage. Let me say that again. I don't have a mortgage. I paid for this house with cash. Cash money. 5 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. It's mine. And now I'm broke as fuck. I'm super broke. I don't got no money. I'm back to living paycheck to paycheck, bro. So maybe next year, get that second Christmas season. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to squirrel away a couple bucks so I can travel somewhere and do some shit. I need to use my passport. Still working 9 to 5 grind, bro. Gotta make that money. Gotta get that regular paycheck. That regular degular. You know what I'm saying? Staying with that regular degular paycheck. I sell a piece of art like every 2-3 months. That shit ain't consistent, bro. I gotta eat every month, and I gotta pay bills every month, not every 3 months. You know? So until I can sell that one piece of art that is basically the average annual income, the average American income, I might be lying, but for me, for the most part, for the past decade or so, I kind of average like 35 grand a year, 40 grand a year, something like that. Basically, just like I hover right above poverty for the most part. So, but if I can just sell that one painting for like 30 grand, man, that's damn near my year's salary. Huh? I can sit back and do shit now. Now I'm good. Now I don't have to worry about selling a piece of art every month. But if I can sell a piece of art for 25, 30 grand and I sell like 3 of those a year, I'm good. I'm in a whole different tax bracket now. Yeah, Painting with Bob Ross. I already have a TV show. And you know what? I'm gonna tell my editor right here to put not just Travis Prince. That shit need to say host. In host or something Travis Prince, because that shit kind of make me look like I'm just a guest. But no, this is actually my show. That's why they saved my image for last. You can even see here it says Travis Prince ECTV Roundtable Talk Show. So this is Travis Prince Talk Show. It'll be on the air in January. Hopefully we got to finish getting some editing done. But yeah, that's the main thing I keep looking at. That shit needs to say host. But got the TV show going, you know what I'm saying? Got the YouTube channel going. Social media is pretty good right now. I just gotta wait till the right person sees it. That's all it is, bro. It's just timing. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah. So
Where's the sound? Oh, thank you for having me. I missed the opening shot. I should have already been on a close-up of him, but I wasn't.
Welcome to another episode of Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions. I'm your host, Travis Prince, and today our guest is Dino De Naples. Dino, thanks for coming to talk to us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
And what we'll do is we'll separate out your two mics so that you both sound even.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His sound's a little lower than yours, but we'll separate them out. I haven't done that yet. Oops. We learned one thing, just not stop.
So let's jump right into it.
Not stop the Tascam. Keep the Tascam running the entire time. That way, I had so many pieces of footage I could have run his neck. I had so many pieces of audio and
photography that we have in front of us. Just to
see, it's stuttering already. Let it catch up.
To give us a little bit of background about yourself, are you originally from the Northeast PA area?
I am, Travis. I'm from Gulfport, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I can hear.
It'll be.
Get past this point. Wasn't sure if that was.
Well, it's also you can also call it
almost like
shallow depth of field, but bokeh is when the light kind of diffuses.
Get past this barrier and see what is moving back there and bring that background into focus.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. You're definitely right. It is a perforated laser.
But yeah, I've been working on the show for most of this year, and so the first season is done. Like I said, a little bit more editing, a little bit of voiceovers to do, and then how much I'm selling what for the show, or what? The show is going to be on just our public Hey, me and Mark and I are going to be at the AFA Gallery between 6 and 9 to shoot those 20 artists that are exhibiting tonight for First Friday. Can you be there and do the on-camera interview? We'll give you like a handheld mic and you could interview, just like shoot as many as we can get. Also, all 7 shows are now edited. We're just putting the final touches and we need to put credits at the end. And then I'll start airing them. Guess we'll stay there until the first week of January. Okay, but don't air them because I got to do fucking voiceovers. I still need to do voiceovers. Wait a minute. Yes. I can be at the gallery tonight. I can be at the gallery tonight for on-site interviews. Also, when can I get in the studio? To finish voiceovers. That's wrong. Question mark. Okay. Bam! Some more stuff has come to light. Yo, there was a shooting in Pensacola, Florida. That's crazy. Well, just got a job for this evening.
This is Chime. A mobile bank account and debit card. With Chime, there are no hidden fees, so I never have to worry about overdraft or monthly fees. Chime also helps me grow my savings automatically. My purchases are rounded up and added to my Chime savings account, helping me to save without even thinking about it. And I can even get my paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit. It's banking the way it should be.
Start banking with Chime today at chime.com.
Envision has everything you need for prototyping and presentations, getting feedback, and building better digital products faster. You can design with Envision Studio, Sketch, or Photoshop, and easily create impressive prototypes to communicate your vision in the best light possible, and gather feedback from the people that matter right where it matters most, on your designs. Or get clarity with Freehand, our collaborative canvas that's way more than a digital whiteboard. And you can use boards to collect or present anything visual.
So this is going to be kind of tricky tonight.
AC in Illinois with a simple proof that shows that atheism is dead. I don't understand what that means, AC.
How much am I selling what for? I still don't get it. What am I trying to sell? For 400? Now I gotta go to work, and I gotta leave straight from work and go to the fucking art gallery to do a fucking impromptu interview. Oh, the dank? Oh, 400? Let's see. Let's actually pull this off the wall. Put this thing down. So let's see what the price on there is. Oh, the dank is going for $3,000, bro. That's a 3,000. I can't even imagine how you would assume that you would give me $400 for this shit. This is a masterpiece among masterpieces in its simplicity and complexity. It's complexly simple. And when you can see me stand next to it, this is not a tiny little canvas. You know what I'm saying? This shit is taller than your nephew. This is a 36 by 48 inch canvas. That's 3 feet by 4 feet. I can't ever let this shit go for anything less than $3,000. Never. I'll just keep it myself and I'll enjoy it myself because it's a picture of myself painted by me, myself, looking excellent and magnificent in my grandeur as I tuck the cuff of my tie and pimply hold my water pipe in my lavish pink shirt, you know what I'm saying, with my expensive timepiece on. But yeah, $400 is laughable. Ha 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 ha. He said 400. No, man. 3,000. For this piece, I gotta get 3 stacks for that shit. Andre 3 stacks for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a super stupendous piece of artwork. You know what I'm saying? This shit will go down in history as being, you know, the dankest of all danks. It's the dankiest. I mean, you can't get that dank. You can't get that dank for $400. This motherfucker want to pay me $400 for a masterpiece. That is a trip. That is something funny. That is amusing to me. It is humorous even. But yeah, bro. I can do a commission. When I do a commission, when I do work for someone else, because it's not my idea. You give me a picture and I can paint it or draw it. I don't have to think about that shit. That's not my idea. I can do that for a minimum of $400, depending on what you want. Now, for my own personal art, my own personal ideas and concepts that I come up with myself, none of my shit is less than $1,000. Nothing I do for myself, I won't sell anything of mine for less than $1,000. I just won't. I'm too good. I'm too talented. I put too much time and effort into my art and my materials alone. Like $400, bro. You know how many canvases and brushes and tubes of paint I can get with $400? Not a lot. Not a lot. Some of my canvases cost $100 for a fucking canvas. Just the canvas, a blank canvas alone. One of my tubes of paint. This color blue right here, this little tube of paint right here, I paid $40 for this shit. Just for this. $40. So a blank canvas and this right here is already $140. Motherfuckers like, oh, I give you $400 for a finished painting. Ain't no way in hell you can get that shit. Not from me. Now, when I gotta spend $100 on the damn canvas and $40 for a tube of paint. And then it all depends on what the picture is, bro. What my $400 painting is, I don't even have any $400 paintings around here. Alright. This is my starter canvas. This is an 18 by 24 inch canvas. This is my standard size canvas. It's not that big. It's not too small either. But if you want a $400 painting, you'll get a canvas this size of a painting of one person from here up, from the bust up, and that's it. So you'll have their head, their shoulders, and that's it. No background, and they gotta have on a solid color shirt, like a white shirt or red shirt, and that's it. A solid color shirt, a solid color background, and a picture of one face of one person from here up. I can do that for $400. As soon as your shirt got a logo or stripes or buttons or anything on it, price goes up. If your hair got braids and barrettes and colors all in it, price goes up. You want me to paint another face on here? You want 2 people in the one painting? Price goes way up. You want me to paint your whole body where you can see your head, your shoulders, your pants, and your shoes? Price goes way, way up. You want me to put this on a bigger canvas? Bruh. You already know. Anything else other than this size canvas with a picture of one person, the price is... So if you got a picture of something like that, of you by yourself with a white shirt on, I can do that for $400. But you got to pay for your own shipping too. Don't forget that. So you give me $400. I'll paint you the picture. You give me your address, and I'll see how much it costs to send it to you. And then you send me the money for shipping first. You give me the money for shipping, and then I'll pay, and then I'll send you your piece of art. And that's how that shit works. I'll do anything for the money, bro. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'll paint Jesus. I'll paint white baby Jesus for you if you pay me what I want for it. I'll paint Barry Sanders. I'll paint Emmett Smith and Troy Aikman for you if you pay me what I want for it. I don't give a fuck. I'll paint a cow jumping over the moon. Hickory Dickory Dock. Elmer Fudd. Pay me what I want for it. I'll paint you anything you want, and it'll look good too. It don't work like that. You find a picture. I'm not gonna sit here and I don't know who Luca is, so I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time looking up some shit that I might not even get paid for. So whatever you want, you find the perfect picture that you want to have for yourself, and once you get that picture, you send that picture to me, and then let me look at it, and then I'll give you a price from that. I'll look at the picture, and I'm ask you, you want this picture exactly like it is? You say, yeah. I say, okay. Well, what size canvas do you want it on? And you say, I want it on this size canvas. And I say, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to charge you X amount of dollars. And that's how it works. I don't do research. If I gotta research some shit, if I gotta look up something, you need to already give me a $200 deposit right now, saying that we are gonna do this project and it's gonna get done, and you're already gonna pay. And then I'll start looking up pictures of Luca, Donasig, or whoever. A naked cow under the moon. You want me to draw Little Miss Muffet sitting on a tuffet? I ain't ashamed, man. I will work for food. You know what I'm saying? I draw 3 blind mice. I'll draw a picture of Trump. You want a Trump picture? I'll do that shit. You gonna have to pay me for it. I don't give a damn. But that price go up fast. I tell motherfuckers, yo, my starting price is $400, but my average commission, on average, what I charge people is about $700, because you can't ever break it down to a simple enough picture for most people. People just I want this picture. I want this picture. Can you do this for $4? I can't do it for $4. I'll do it for $7. You give me an extra $300 plus your shipping. Don't ever forget about that shipping. I'll just keep that painting here with me forever. You gotta pay to get it to you. You gotta send me the picture, man, and let me see what you talking about. I'm not gonna look up no shit myself. That's wasting my time. I can be working on my art right now instead of looking up some shit that, like I said, I might not even get paid for that shit. And me looking up some old crazy shit, I ain't even interested in it. And you still gonna have to show me what you're talking about. I be trying to tell motherfuckers, man. Go ahead and buy some of this art now while I'm pre-famous. I'm pre-famous. I'm semi-famous. Once my name get out there and I be hanging with motherfucking Swiss Beats and Kehinde Wiley and all these motherfuckers and Kadir Nelson and motherfuckers like that, my shit gonna be too expensive, man. And then y'all gonna be like, damn, I should have got a painting from that fucker when he was on YouTube. Hey, try to tell him. Soulja Boy, tell him. You know? Been trying to tell y'all this shit for years, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this since I've been selling paintings for only $400. I'll bust my ass for like 60, 70 hours and then sell a painting for $400. I don't do that shit no more. Now $400 is my bare minimum. I sell paintings for thousands of dollars now. And then one day, millions. $1 million painting. You know what? I don't even want $1 million painting. I want a priceless painting. I want a painting that's so fucking brilliant and magnificent. Can't even put a price on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Priceless. Like the Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Like Starry Night. Night is priceless. Nobody can afford that. You know, it's a cultural icon now. You just can't buy Starry Night and hang that shit in your house. It's Starry Night, motherfucker. That shit is priceless. It's invaluable. It doesn't have a value. Can't place a value on it. Oh man, I'm trying to work with myself, bro. If I didn't have a regular 9 to 5, I probably could work with you. You know, I still go to work, bro. I got to clock in for somebody else and pay taxes and all that shit, man. Fuck that. Now, if I wasn't still a part of this rat race and I was living the life I was living, I might be able to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sweat off my back. What is gonna hurt me a little bit? You know what I'm saying? But right now, at this moment in time, the type of lifestyle I'm living, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Shit. I gotta get ready to go here shortly. Damn. I was just gonna wear some fucking jeans and shit to work and be all chill and shit, man. But now I gotta do the fucking TV interview. My hair ain't even done right, yo. I gotta like tighten my dreads up a little bit or something, man. If I'm gonna be on camera tonight. And then I can't have a lot of wine at the motherfucking thing like I want to, cause I gotta talk to people and then they gonna give me a handheld mic. And I can't be slurring in the microphone if I'm lit off that wine. Because the wine be free. At the art gallery, I'm the man. Everybody know that. I'm the man. I get to drink the whole bottle of wine if I want to. Oh, it's Travis. Hey, Travis, would you like another drink? Yes, I would like another drink. Yes, I would. Thank you. Pinot Grigio, please. And I was gonna put some art into the fucking art show for December, but I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I did too many shows this year. I did like 7, 8 shows this year. And I'd just rather save some of my new art for next year. Like that painting right there, right here, that paint right here, that shit ain't never left the house yet. Ain't nobody seen that hanging in no art gallery yet, nowhere. But when they do, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to fuck everybody up at the end of the year and make everybody feel bad. Like, Travis has done it again. He's outdone everyone. And it's like, nah, I'll let y'all have it this time. But next year, I'll be back I'm back in full effect with new art, some new nude stuff, some new Black Beauty stuff, some consciousness stuff. You know what I'm saying? Big ass art installations for Black History Month. Oh man, 2020 gonna be that shit. My TV show gonna be out. Bruh. That's why I just let this show slide. It was the member show. I was like, should I go to the member show? Nah, I'll be alright. This is the first time since 2013 I haven't been a part of a member show. Like I said, I did too many shows this year, man. I can't keep putting all my new shit out there every time. You know what I'm saying? I gotta save some of the new shit. Hit him in the head with it. And plus, I've been working on this. Been working on some other shit. I did a couple of commissions this year too, which kind of slowed me up. Not slowed me up, but put some of my own projects on the back burner for a minute. Damn, this shit looking hella good, bro. To say, you know, I'm just coming up with this shit out my imagination. I don't normally do this shit, bro. I don't normally just be coming up with shit out my head, man. You know what I'm saying? I normally look at pictures and shit. I love a photograph. I love taking photographs and then painting them. But when I can do some shit out my head like this, and it look okay, like this shit don't look bad, it ain't great. It's definitely like not like one of my paintings. Or even like, even if you look at some of my drawings where I do have a reference photos are just better, you know what I'm saying? They just are. But doing this shit out my head, from the freestyle off the dome, and it don't look bad, you know what I'm saying? Kind of feeling myself right now. I ain't gonna lie, a little bit. Just for the simple fact that this drawing is not terrible. I can, you know, I'm not afraid to say it's not terrible. I got some badass drawings where I look at that shit with like, nigga, now you know better. Don't ever let nobody see that shit. Matter of fact, throw that shit away right now. Ball it up and throw that shit away. I've been there before. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've taken that walk of shame to the trash can where you just drop this garbage ass piece of art into the receptacle with tears in your eyes and a heavy feeling in your heart that you're not worthy of the title artist. And you go back to the drawing board. You try this shit again. I'm getting whoa, that was a real phantom vibration just now, bro. I felt like I got a text message and my phone is there. This digital age are making us zombies. Everybody getting those phantom rings. Zombies. It's not a text message, it's a crazy thing. You ever get those phantom vibrations? Just had one, bro. Just had one. Scary shit, dude. Thought I had a text message. It's nothing. My phone wasn't even in my pocket. Zombies. We all getting those phantom rings. Zombies. The smartphone is a terrible thing. Bam 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 bam. My bum bum. Bum 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 bum. My bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Shadow and light. Shadow and light. Shadow and light. Shadow and light. Light. Shadows and light. Shadows and light. Ooh. My bum bum. Motherfucker looking like John Henry over this bitch. Big ass quadriceps. All right, that shit is looking like history in the making. You know, it looks like history in the making. Let me just cut that short right there. Get a phone. Let me get a time check real quick because I got to skedaddle. I have to skedaddle. It's 1 o'clock. I ain't no lunch yet. I love it, but this is going to be a busy weekend. If I was smart, I would have took a nap. But since I didn't take a nap, I am going to be sleepy as fuck tonight. And I might go to bed hella early, because I've been up hella early. Been up since like 5. Fuck. All right. Feeling real tight now that I got to go and do shit. I feel extra. Okay, you ain't got to be so loud, speaker. Damn. I don't know, man. Just got it. Was real exhausted feeling just now. I really do just want to take a nap. I really do. I can't do that shit. I gotta take a shower and get my ass to work. Then I gotta figure out what I'm wearing because I gotta do interviews tonight. Yay! Merry Christmas. Alright, should I even move this stuff out the way or should I just leave it here? I might move, at least get this up. Let's see. Alright. Pencils and shit. Need my glasses and shit. Just set that to the side a little bit. Alright guys, appreciate everybody chilling up in here with me. All the good comments and questions, compliments, conversations. I really got to get my day started. But tomorrow is another day. And if you guys don't catch me, why my dread look like the little thing from the little hill that they climbed up on in The Nightmare Before Christmas? You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, inside joke. But yeah, if I'm not back in the studio this evening, I'll be in here tomorrow morning. Probably working on this drawing. I really do need to go through my camera and get some pictures off my camera. I'll be here working on this. and some other stuff. God damn, big ass piece of paper. Just lay like that. Just lay flat. There you go. So this painting here is almost done. Probably can't see it, but I have a blue painting back there. I need to work on that blue painting some. Then I need to start another canvas and get some new paintings started. So busy weekend, guys. Busy weekend. Catch you guys next time. Peace.